Vietnam people will shoot you if you don't like this video and subscribe right now. Had to pay 50 cents for restroom, but there was a cutout for kids. I found a pack of cigarettes that's actually a calculator. I'm at Jimmy John's and nobody is here. My dad publishes a list of stores he will no longer patronize on the refrigerator. My fortune is interrupted by a second fortune. A person is never too old to learn. No problem leaves you where you found it on. I have a Twix calculator from 1984. This USB drive is just an SD card inside a casing. How much information my classmate managed to fit on her exam note card. Today's sun eclipse as seen at sunset resembled a giant cat's head. Came across this lamp full of bugs while delivering. A card I received today for Teacher Appreciation Week. Dear, Happy Teachers Appreciation Week. Sorry there's no money in this card, I'm kinda broke. You pick good books in Ella, and I even finished The Outsiders. Thanks for sticking with our class and teaching instead of quitting. If I were a teacher I would have left during the first week. Your favorite student 100%. Found a natural beehive on a walk today. I have all 5 members of the Spice Girls dolls, still in box, from 1997. Zero Shadow Day. The way these trees grew on a street in Amsterdam. There is a small shell in my sea salt grinder. My sister found this tiny egg inside her hard-boiled egg. This rock I found in the woods. This gavel-shaped pencil from the Bar Association. My straw is a lemongrass stalk. Just had dye applied to my eyes in the emergency department to check for damage after getting lash glue in them. My girlfriend's car has had a cockroach stuck in its taillight for over a decade. This maple leaf stopped the water from turning into ice in one place and made a cool outline. My iris bloomed yesterday and is a very deep purple. The pad of butter I was using for my toast looks like a parrot. My local supermarket built a little habitat for their mushrooms. Toilet for obese people. My fruit snack had this strange colorless cylindrical gummy. I got a weird extra bead in my blue bead pack and it kinda looks like a goldfish in water. My mom has a brownie pan that only makes edges. This train waiting for its next destination was set to Chillin, Glasgow Queen Street Station. A pilot made a mild smiley face over Cambridge. Got an engraved quarter as change. I've had this balloon at least 3 years, meaning there's pre-Cupid air in it. Hospital bill from 1936 for birth of baby, my grandmother. My 1950s typewriter and my laser printer are almost exactly the same size and shape. This pleasing autumn leaf I found. This ultraviolet warning label from the early 50s. This Worcestershire sauce is English saucer at this Latin/Asian grocery store. 6-sided die I made for one of my welding finals. This petrified log in Arizona. special pencils for high security inmates that can't be used to stab people. A kind of vinyl down to the core. Hello Reddit. This child abuse prevention page in an old Spider-Man comic. Power Pack and the Amazing Spider-Man. With tips on ways to prevent sensor abuse. This mannequin at Gucci is wearing a butt plug as a necklace. I dropped a glass of water. It landed on the floor upside down with water still inside. This 30-plus-year-old gigantic toilet paper roll. The light made my drink look like it was hovering. My cactus is in full bloom. Co-worker forgot to add water before microwaving instant noodles. Crab pot lines are eroding the ledge of this pier. This loading dock above street level. A guy at my college campus just laying in a dog cage. The cactus in my backyard flowered for the first time. This bread company replaced the plastic clips with cardboard ones. Found random blue ball on the beach today. I found a green eggs and ham eraser that looks like a book. The inside of the Sagrada Familia when the sun shines perfectly through the colored glass. The layers of my morning coffee. The albino squirrel that lives in my neighborhood. This Pepsi vending machine in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Same woman in 2 abs on same newspaper page for competing seniors living homes. My college dorm room 1985. This vending machine sells sobriety tokens ahead of drug court/DUI cases. This ominous fortune I received last night. Your problem just got bigger. Think. What have you done? My mom has a $5,000 Freddy sculpture with the original hat from the second movie and original glove from the third. These cute little frog tracks in the morning dew I just found. My bread pin is made of cardboard, not plastic. The reflection on the back of this car looks like a person's side profile. My cutlery has exactly 0 to 4 prongs from left to right. The statue depicting old mother and her son. I made a tiny strawberry pie. This rock my 10-year-old found while hiking that reminded him of dinosaur skin. My girlfriend's bunny sweater has 1 cat on it. My cat has 13 little dingers. My customer's prolific cactus. This watermark looks like a child sitting on the gutter. Random park decorations some put up. There is a child-sized door nested inside an adult-sized door at this local bookstore. My cat's claw got stuck in the curtain and lit up like a light bulb. This Oreo glass shaped like stacked Oreos. This strawberry from my aunt's house. This black flower I found. This smiling white itsy bitsy spider I found on my baby breath. My can of spaghettius didn't have any spaghettius. I largely ignore this orchid, and it produces like this. This big pizza plastic spoon for size reference. This tie wire scorpion a concrete finisher made me at work. This baseball was half buried in my backyard. This square ketchup packet. I have the same crappy watch that's pictured on the box of the box that I bought. This morning, I completely finished a tube of lipstick for the first time in my entire life. The instructions for this swing suggest a male complete the assembly. Step 2. Insert 2 tubes in line. Repeat the step, and shapering. The last step may be strenuous, and it is suggested to be completed by a male. One tomato has been taken over by some kind of fungus and the rest are perfectly fine. My late grandpa's bicycle license plates from 1937 to 1948. The local hospital has Star Wars hats for babies born today. This is the one for girls. My photo ID imprinted my face in my wallet. I found this potato that has a smiley face on it. This corn stand I saw on a trip is called Corn Hub. The way the light hit this underpass at sunset. There were 15 bagel dogs in my package. Contains approximately 12 to 14 mini bagel dogs. These pinball and arcade machines at the Basel Airport's departures hall. This little guy and 2 other friends of his come over almost every day to get some food from us. My nugget of native copper. The absolute scale of a windmill blade compared to a person. I recently learned Northern Ireland has portrait-oriented banknotes. This toaster has a bit more feature. Toast. Cancel. A bit more. Bagel. Frozen. Pink cat back matches pink nose. This beautiful pattern of ice that formed on my car, and only my car, this morning in Montana. My local Barnes & Noble bookstore has a blind date with a book section. All books have one line written on the front, and that's all you know before purchasing. Blind date with a book. Stray cats are gathering on the streets of Shanghai due to lockdown. This pigeon just randomly flew into my home through the window. Smallest paper boats I ever made. You can buy Mary Jane pre-rolled by the ounce. 28.1 gram points. Unearth Neolithic slingshot ammo while out metal detecting. I work in a senior community and came across this bird's nest made up of mostly grey hairs. This squash at the grocery store that looked like a humpback whale. This fox puzzle my friend got me. One of the pieces is a fox. There are hidden messages on the inside of my dog's destroyed toys. Game over. Your dog won. Discard this squeaker. The petal on my tulip is also a leaf. This pear with some junk in the trunk. This house has an 8 feet tall Scooby-Doo carved from a tree stump. This pixelated shadow inside of an empty box. Bought a Coke and Sprite bottle at Disneyland that looks like grenades. This slug I found by the mountain stream. My corgi recently got groomed and now has a very pronounced bed crick. A set I made for a stop motion film I'm doing as a final for my senior art project. 1 stem, 2 tulips. Futility work ahead. A robin built a nest on my outdoor shelf. Refraction through my shot of bourbon formed a California poppy. This caterpillar, I thought maybe it was fake until it moved. Hibiscus's petals. Don't know what happened here but looks pretty. My fiance's SpongeBob popsicle. These Jurassic Park arcade game seats look disturbed. This structure my brother made out of magnetic balls. It's hollow. Gas prices in $1.11 increments. Door closed on my heel. Toes wedges into the welcome mat. I walked out of my shoe and it held the door open. This truck has a painting of itself. 1936 journal of my great-granduncle from India that I stumbled upon today. Nameplates from old appliances. My aloe plant has grown 6 flowers this year. This quesoed rip looking like a sad man. Went for a hike this weekend and saw this cool sunset. My local Target is selling a 16-year-old video game. Partial skull left for me by my crow friends. Found a receipt from my dad's 1997 Power Macintosh G3 with 64MB RAM and 4GB hard drive. My prescription tells me I can choose to take it with food or without, but once I've chosen that as the way, be consistent in how to take each dose. Either take with or without food. This flower growing out of a crick in the curb. Pirate Tower, Victoria Beach, California. Apple cutter looks like the Starship Enterprise. Lake ice turned upside down looks kind of like Superman's Fortress of Solitude. My hotel room shower has a footrest. 3 different bright green cars in a row. We were served dinner by a robot last night. It made our 2D2 sounds. The way this tree decided to bloom in front of my house. These seed pods that look like skulls. This sports bar won't show games with these teams. We do not show Raiders or Cowboys games. We apologize for any inconvenience. My dad bought me a belt that has a mini belt on it. The sign in my hotel room glows in the dark for emergencies. This chunk of wood in my front lawn looks like a human heart. The dew this morning showing my golden fetch paths. The way some of these chocolate buttons appeared in the bag giving a good indicator they are made on a fast moving conveyor belt. A sign at a lot of stop signs I saw on my work trip to Indiana. Complete stops free. Rolling stops. $164.50. Your choice. I found a Bob Ross gummy kit. My wasabi is 51% real and genuine. Sushi Sonic. Real wasabi. 51% genuine. The outside walls of Taipei Brewery are made of old aluminum kegs. In some Whole Foods, they call loss prevention Mr. Green. Who is Mr. Green? Mr. Green is the new code word used for alerting loss prevention or store leadership in the event of theft or fraud issues in the store. This light fixture which looks like rigatoni. My 1940s Elgin American cigarette case with lighter. This gift shop sells T-Rex figures with feathers. Black light doesn't reflect off of my crown. My dog puts her arms in the air when she sleeps upside down. Beautiful transparent wings on this butterfly I saw on holiday in Spain. One of our cans of spray foam at work sprung a leak. Saved a bee today and got to make this interesting pic of it with its proboscis out. This full can of Coke that my grandparents brought back from a trip abroad in 1985 and never opened. This 330ml can of Fanta has 15 grams of sugar in Ireland, 3 times less than the equivalent American counterpart. Someone sewed the train seat back up. I saw a conjoined daisy today. Another company's invoice number and our purchase order number matched up. Invoice number 103270. Billing purchase order number 103270. My sister works in a research forest and found that Eleanor Roosevelt visited in their old logbooks. Instructions on this packet of beef jerky, including don't eat in shower. Don't eat in shower. This pub was renamed after the war started. Post boxes are much bigger than you think. The university I'm going to tells you you've been accepted before you even open the envelope. Hello. We have good news. This hook-shaped restroom door handle in Japan, so you don't need to use your hands. The 2022 $250 features Sally Ride, the first American woman in space. You get free spaghetti if you buy this set of model train cars. My 9-year-old son made a perfect frog out of 3 Rubik's snakes. They are locked together too. Succulents are popping up all over a rock next to my barn. Northern Illinois. Found a bat outside my window in the daytime. My sister made tiny apple and pumpkin pies. Someone made a shoe brush out of a bucket and cement. I surprised my son, who had just started playing baseball, with this mode baseball diamond. This raccoon's shadow looks like Batman. University Fire Marshal's license plate, X0THRMC. I love explosives. You can pop out the heating instructions from this pizza.